What's up YouTube? This is MisterAnonymityTrade coming to you with an update on my collection binder. These are all going to be promo cards that I'll trade you for. So you can go ahead and admire the collection or let me know if I'm missing something and set up an offer with me. Of course, starting out as always, these are my signed lands. Not necessarily indicative of all trades I've been in, but you know, typically it's something you send as an extra. Even if you don't send any other extras, which I really appreciate these over a lot of extras, just because it kind of help keep a record of people you've dealt with. Indestructible Aura, my favorite Magic card. Ghostfire, another one I like quite a bit. This one is foiled, and I like the Knights and Dragons art the best. Also, if you have a foiled Ghostfire blade, I might trade for one of those, just because I like the art interaction on both cards. So we have our textless red and our extended art. Lightning Bolt, my current favorite red textless, for obvious reasons. Reminds me of that game Black and White, where you play as like a god, but like just a hand. There's one spell you can you have a fistful of lightning and you just shoot it all over the place. That's what it reminds me of. Couldn't see it because of the glare, but Lord of Shatterskull Pass is down there in the corner. Just a note, if you see anything like this, this is a card that I need another copy of. So this one in particular is a Mog Fanatic. I believe Milo sent this as an extra, but you know, it's got some surface scuffing. It's not a big deal, but I just need another copy of it. This Mondron Shaman is signed, but I have another one. I just keep the signed one in the binder. I'll show you noteworthy cards like this Goblin Guide, for instance. I actually got him before the price went up, so lucky me. We've got textless, extended art. White is actually not a great color right now for promos, just because I don't think they're as cool. There are some of them that are kind of cool, like Ghostly Prison foils really well because of the overuse of just straight white. No, there's no meter or shading to it. Ajani is alright, but not a Leonin kind of guy. Not that makes me racist. Oblivion Ring has a cool art. And I'm into Master's Call, but that's just because I have a fondness for Mir and Mirrodin and things like that. Let's see. So we've got our textless extended art. Need another Nissus Chosen. Doubling Season, Acidic Slime. I'm fond of those, as well as Lotus Cobra. Allosaurus Rider. I am immensely fond of this card, because he's just awesome. Mr. Ravane. I wonder if she'll come into play with this setup coming. Maybe I'll make a video about it, but there's some interesting things happening, I think. Elves of Deep Shadow. It's kind of weird how this card looks because there's so much black that the foil doesn't really translate. It's kind of unnerving, I guess. Group Wild Speaker. Prime Time, hiding in the glare over here. Blue does alright on some promo cards. I really am fond of this Negate art. Very cool. Cancel Guy is always a favorite. But especially when it comes to things like this, like Jace's Ingenuity, the foil looks excellent. Just because of all those little elements in the art. And Mind Control, I have 6 of these. Just because I love this stained glass window and kind of the more cartoony art. Reminds me of older Magic sets where that's more or less what they did. Factor Fiction also has a particularly cool art to it. Goblin struggling to understand as usual. Gitaxian Probe. Frost Titan. I've got all the Titans, I think. Marrow Regery, one of those disappointing cards that you have to trade a lot more for than what you really think it's worth. Black actually does alright in textless too. I don't love this Doomblade art, but Zombify looks really good, and it actually looks pretty similar to the the stock card art. Liliana's Nazgul over here. I actually like the standard card for surgical extraction a little better. I'm not saying that this is bad, because I definitely like the art, but I don't know. The original New Phyrexia surgical extraction just looks a little better in my opinion. Looks I don't know, more cool. Tormented Soul is another card that foiled really well. Liliana Vess, looking, I don't know, she looks a little different. Now she looks more gaunt. This one she almost looks like, I don't know, looks like a Greek woman. Tendrils of Agony, it's a little dark, but it's got very cool art. Very cool. Just a little bored while I'm waiting for my Cons pre-release box openings to upload, so I'm shooting this really quickly, since some of you have asked for an update, just because I don't really have an official once list at the moment. You know, Miles thought it was just, Milo the Great One thought it was disturbing that some of my favorite cards are faceless monsters, but I didn't really notice until he mentioned it. But here's Mycoid Shepherd, one of my favorite cards. It is a faceless monster. You know, I find it interesting. There have been a lot of multicolor promos that have come out in recent sets, where there used to be very few. So, not that I mind, but trade density is just something I noted. Although I am kind of frustrated with how they did promos with Cons this time around. Just because there's like 15 billion that I've got to get. Ancient Ziggurat is in the wrong place. So, I mean, I'm just a little frustrated. But hey, maybe that means they'll come at less of a premium. Here we have Demir Guildmage, very cool. I really like this art. Not to mention the crimping type foil. That was the standard with any kind of limited release cards from Ravnica, the original. So I really like that. Need another Foundry Champion. Extended our Cryptborn horror in the wrong section as well. I am so disorganized today. We have a Greek questing Fletagriff promo. Malfagor and Treva, both very cool dragonish things. A lot of cool multicolored promos. I really love how the Demir Charm came out. Just very nice. See, this is what I mean. I mean, we're only one set into the block, and I already have 4 of these things, and this is just from the opening. So, multicolor is really getting a boon lately. See, and this is another reason I think they're phoning it in. Like, the only alternate arts and Cons are from the intro packs, I believe. These are all the standard card art. They just they said, hey, look, now it's a promo. Check it out. The date. So, cool for me. Not really. The whole appeal, the reason I started collecting promos is because of, you know, alternate art, cool things like this. Like Mir Superion, that's awesome. If it'll focus. Yeah. Stuff like that is very cool, so that's why I started collecting them. It's also really funny to go back and finally got a new, quick interrupt. Finally got a new one of these, actually, from the guy who lives in my basement. It's just funny to see some of these, like, what they used to be worth versus what they're worth now. Like, when I first got into YouTube trading, Worm Coil Engine, especially the promo, we were looking at, like, what, $40? It was so intense. I never would have even dreamed of that when I started trading. Plague Mirror I like, another faceless monster. It is cool. I loved New Phyrexia, like Scars and all that. Like even original Mirrodin I really like story wise. I'm kind of alone in that. It doesn't seem to be very popular, but I really enjoy them. Lightning Greaves and Judge Promo Sword of Fire and Ice. both very useful cards, both very cool looking promos, and that's the combination you want. Path Razor. This art is so superior to the standard card art. I mean, it's just incredible in comparison. Need a new Steel Hellkite. I'm not sure. I really like this Emrakul, but I think that the standard card looks a little better. Just personally. These are Judge Lands. The original art proofs from Ravnica, but on a promo land. I believe Venser Dominaria gave these to me as extras, which I really appreciated. The lands are really well done. You have tons of exploding mountains. Pendelhaven looks very good. But if they're not exploding mountains, they're floating rocks. As you can see, they're very fond of that theme. Lots of floating rocks, lots of exploding mountains. But at least they look very good. Celestial Colonnade I like a little better than its original art. But Evolving Wilds looks really good. A lot of time put in that. Grove of the Guardians, whatever. And we have some tokens, some promo tokens. And, you know, I think they were both from Innistrad block, so we got your little flippy action over here. And, I can't forget, on the back, Fidel Castro. Oh yes, so cool. If anyone's got cards from, what is this? Illuminati New World Order, the game. If you'd send those as extras, I'd really appreciate that. So, there's a little update on the collection. Feel free to let me know if you have cards that I have yet to add, and we might be able to set up a trade. As always, this has been Mr. Anonymity Trade, telling you to trade safe.